the poor people, and the other half is to help promote the show.
Really?
Yep. You gotta have merch.
You do have to have merch.
How many followers do you guys have?
I have no idea.
I think there's like 300 on there.
Really? That's good.
I have no idea.
300's a good number. Get you to 1,000. That's when you get merch.
Yep.
Because you get to a certain amount, and YouTube will start paying you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get at least
You'll
10.
get sponsors.
You got to get about 10,000 at least, but I think for that to be
that seems about reasonable to me.
Yeah, about 10,000.
10,000 is kind of a hard number to get.
And then what they'll do is, there's a couple of ways they can generate money for you. But you know, it's like anything else. If you got a good show and people like your show, then they'll support you to a certain degree.
$678.96.
Okay. I mean, we'll just check it tomorrow. What the fuck is my password?
Would you call your bank?
He's getting his, and he's on Social Security. He's finally getting his.
They told me tonight at 1 o'clock it would be.
Oh, so you think your stimulus might pop up?
Yeah, it might pop up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check. I'll keep an eye on it for you. The only thing I spent money on was the gate and the toys that I bought yesterday.
They need to make a bigger can than this stuff.
Well, it's because it's espresso.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's strong.
I remember when I was a kid and I was in Italy, we went to a coffee shop like every day, and it would be this teeny tiny little itty bitty cup.
Well, a little glass.
Yeah, it was a little ceramic cup with a little finger hole.
Yep.
They serve it to you on a nice
that
little
was your
saucer,
espresso.
and then you get your little pastry or whatever.
Or whatever it was, yeah.
Yeah, and that would be our breakfast.
Scone or whatever.
Yeah, and you have to go like this. I'm like, that is so retarded. I'm not putting my finger up in the air.
Yeah.
To me, that's the sign I got to poop or something. Like, hey,
that's
number one.
That's the English way. That's what that is.
Yeah.
That comes from England.
Prim and proper. And
they're going through a thing over there right
what
now.
What do they call that? When you go to the classes to become a lady. Etiquette.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I wanted you to come outside with me, but
she's passed out.
I think that you're okay for right now.
Think?
I think so.
You think she's okay?
Mommy's gonna make a judgment call, but if she gets up,
I'll open the door.
Open the door. So I'm gonna just kind of stand on the porch.
She's out like a motherfucker.
Yes, she's out like a light.
Let me show the people what I'm talking about.
We've been playing hard with her.
New addition to the cannabis grow family, or the whatever we want to call ourselves.
It's like not moving.
Yeah, because it froze.
Oh yeah.
It's delayed.
It is delayed.
Yeah, about a few seconds.
Hazy with a little fat tummy.
Oh man. Well,
I'm gonna de-thaw this. And I'm gonna de-thaw this so I can throw it away. And I'm never getting a flurry again, ever. Nastiest thing I've ever tasted in my life.
Where'd it come from?
Right?
McDonald's right around the corner.
Yeah.
On a 10 Mile.
McDonald's is a crapshoot as far as I'm concerned.
I used to love their vanilla ice cream. That's not ice cream.
Yeah.
This is ice cream.
Yeah. And it might not be ice cream because they have a form. They have imitation ice cream.
That's what he said. It's powdered.
Yeah.
It's
powdered. It's like a big revolution. What made McDonald's so much like. It was one of the things that made McDonald's McDonald's.
Yep, it is.
The fact that they could still offer...
All of the burger places.
They were able to offer shakes
right.
without expensive freezers. So
right,
their cost
they
were
have
less.
little malt shops and ice cream. Like my grandma has, her friend sent her a picture of them in the 50s. Sitting at somebody had taken of them. Or maybe it was the 60s.
At a malt shop?
It must have been the 50s because it was a black and white picture.
Yeah.
And it was her and three of her girlfriends all sitting at the counter of a malt shop with their little malt shakes or whatever they were.
There's a thought experiment for you.
Cool.
What's that?
So cool.
What the world looks like if Ray Kroc is not. If Ray Kroc somehow gets offed. Like if you're going to go back in time, like, because here's an interesting thought experiment to have every once in a while. No, she ain't
No.
coming. If you going back in time and killing someone to change things
The,
for the
the
better.
future.
Yes. Like, obviously, people say Hitler.
Hitler. Everybody
Yeah,
say
yeah,
Hitler.
everyone
That's the
say
first
Hitler.
guy that's gonna go.
Yeah. Well, you could also go back further and say the dude from Germany that was so the chancellor from, or not, the dude from France that was so hell-bound on making Germany such a fucking disaster after the war. You kill him, and then you don't have Germany doing what they do. But what about Ray Kroc? You know what I'm saying? Like, you off Ray Kroc.
Who the fuck is Ray Kroc?
The guy that took McDonald's from the original McDonald's brothers.
Oh, that guy. Right.
The dude that changed the planet when it comes to fucking
Yeah.
food. Like, that's one of the things he did, is he changed the planet on the fact that no one could compete. Like, you can't compete with him if he's offering 3 different flavors at that price
Right.
and making that much profit off of it.
And he's buying in bulk, whatever
Yeah,
it is.
and then to top it off, he's going to add another store right down the road from you, so that way...
You're going to be surrounded.
Yeah, you're going to be surrounded. It's like... But it
that's
wasn't like that before him.
But that's the capitalist way.
I know, but it wasn't like that before he did it. Like, it didn't work before, because he was the first guy to get franchising to really work.
To work that successfully.
Yes, on that level.
On that level.
Yes.
He wasn't the first, but on that level,
No,
yes.
I mean, like, on that level. Because most people
He was one of the first.
could get, like, 3 or 4 or 5 franchises, and then after that point, you lose control.
Yeah.
And when you lose control,
Or
products change.
Either that or it's too much for you to handle.
Good girl. Here she comes.
Look at her.
Isn't she the cutest?
Yeah, it is. Look at her.
She got a little mask of a band.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
A black and white
A
nose.
little terror.
Yeah, and she's got to be carried down the stairs because she's too small.
Too small to go up and down them.
Yeah.
That won't be.
Oh, she can go up them.
Just going down.
Going down,
she'll fall.
because she's too top heavy.
Yeah.
She flips over. She jumped off the top shelf one time. I'm like, hey, come on, Hazy. And she was like, okay, full steam. Womp womp. Like, the front roll.
Flop.
Oh, yeah, it was quite entertaining. Made me laugh. Yeah, so we can't do that taping shit anymore.
Are we
I
back
didn't even try to post it on Facebook.
Are we
or
back
YouTube.
on?
Yeah, we're on Facebook. Dude, let's back on. We didn't do anything that bad.
You have to be careful with that and music.
Mm-hmm.
They'll fuck with you about that too.
We don't play music, though.
Yeah, I know.
And
But if we ever did, it would have to be original music.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, it makes sense. If you're going to make money off something, you should pay people for it. Oh, that's right. YouTube's making money off of this and ain't paying us for it.
You're right.
Yeah, but they're
Your content.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's tons of people who are just regular YouTubers like we are that don't actually do shit.
Right.
That they're making all their money off of.
Yes. The majority of the money they're making off that.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the numbers. But I was just talking to, I wasn't talking to him. It's one podcast thing I listened to called Sunshine Shoulders. It's a black guy that's been living in the Philippines for the last 15 years. And he didn't know anything about Facebook or nothing like that. He just started making these little videos, right? Because of the pandemic. He had nothing else to do. He couldn't go nowhere. So he started posting them, you know, the little things. Next thing you know, he got 30,000 viewers. He said Facebook came to him. They run some kind of statistical analysis on your show.
Uh-huh.
How many people watch. They find out what's the age of the people that watch your show. They find out all the particulars so they can match their advertising to your show. They slick, man. They slick.
Yeah, they are slick.
But these guys, it's this one guy called Kali Muscle. You know what I'm talking about? He's on Facebook. This guy must make a tremendous money because he's always buying real expensive shit. There's a white guy and they do the same thing. They'll get a house and give it to somebody. They'll buy a house and give it away.
Yeah, because they're probably rich kids that figured out if they just spend the capital, they'll get capital from the...
They figured out how to use that Facebook thing
Yeah.
to do big things.
Yeah, that way they can just give, like, I spent $3,000, I spent $100,000 on this car, but I'm going to make $2 million off the fucking whole project.
In the long run,
Yes.
What are we smoking?
That one that's never coming back.
That's never coming back?
Yeah.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's not why. It hurt me. I had to cut it down early.
Got you.
It tastes fine to get you high. That's not the issue. I just can't risk it.
No,
The other one that you fucking cut down.
What?
The one you cut down with it. That one was huge. Compared to this one.
It was huge.
So it's like, oh, I got one.
That one took me. I think that one took me the longest to trim.
Got one. Ain't done that in a minute.
With a seed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I smell it.
Yeah, I smell it too.
Okay, let me see the bumper sticker. That could go on a bumper sticker. Or I make stickers, period.
What?
Huh?
Say it again?
I'm just thinking, I want to make stickers.
Yeah.
Some bumper stickers that are long like this, you know, what a bumper sticker looks like. I want to make something like that. I want to make some round ones and some square ones. And I have stuff like this on them, the smoke monkeys on them, this on them. Just
Okay.
But stickers, we can make those to something on the computer, right? To maybe like you were telling me yesterday. What was the day for yesterday?
Yeah, you can look up.
Yeah, companies that do that.
Yep. Yes, you can look up companies that do that shit.
Now, can you look up a company that'll do the illustration for you?
Yeah. There's actual companies that'll there's this one company that you send them, you tell them your idea and they send it to a bunch of people, and the people basically, like a bunch of illustrators,
Yeah.
and you pick the one that you like out of that.
That sounds good. I wonder how much something like that costs. You don't know. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, I'd have to look.
I'm trying to get this done in the next couple of weeks here. I got some more money coming in from a business thing I did a couple of years ago. And this guy owes me some money, been owing it to me for a long time. And he called me a couple of days ago. He's going to be in town in about a week and a half. And he's bringing me some of my money. Not all of it, but a nice little chunk, about $800 or $900. And we use all that to get this merch together.
What did he owe you money for? What'd you do?
I got rid of a lot of stuff for him.
Oh, that sounds creepy.
No, it was all legit. I mean, it was all cool.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. No, it was all cool. He had to leave town. He had a bunch of stuff. He didn't have time to get rid of it. He didn't know anybody where he was going to get rid of it.
359.
What?
We have 359 subscribers.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. It sounds good to me.
Yep.
3 would be good.
There's 608 people that are members of the actual Facebook group.
Oh, okay. Wow, really?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. More than I thought.
About what I thought. I mean, our top show is still the one. I don't think we've hit 10,000 yet.
Our top show is... Does it tell you which show it is?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that show? Does it tell you that?
It's been over a year.
Okay, so it was a show we did over a year ago.
It was a show we did before we did this, when it was here.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
I told you I ran into a guy. I said he watches the show. And a couple of my friends that I, told them about it, they watch it. One of my friends told me he watched it the other day. We had him cracking up about something.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I mean, we get about 20 to 50 views.
He said he would come on the show. I told him he could come on the show if he wanted to, but he says that he can't smoke anymore. The doctor told him. So he gets stuff and he,
Okay, 9,558.
People have watched shows.
Watch that show.
What?
The first Gauge Gelati we did back in the day, the first Gauge show we did back in October of 2019.
No shit.
Yeah. One of the first shows we did, actually, probably. It's got 95.58. And then the next closest is 1835 on one of the other cookies. Another one is we got like 3 in 1,000, and we got a couple of one at 90. One of my grow journals is almost broke 1,000.
Cool.
Yeah, one of my grow journals.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what you want.
So, but we average.
We just keep
Tells
doing
me actually right here.
We just keep doing it until we can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's all it is.
And we'll get better as we go along.
Or not.
You know something, you're about right.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's as good as it gets.
Yeah, pretty much. Did she do anything?
Both.
Turn around. Let me see the back of your legs. Wow. Wow.
I don't even have them like shaved or lotioned up or anything. Like
Man. Whoever did that is really good.
She did these ones too.
Get that. Look at that.
About 3 weeks ago. She did
Wow.
that one too. That was her
Well,
first
I like
tattoo
that
as an
one.
apprentice 2 years ago.
Wow.
And then last year and then this year. And then next year we'll do probably the insides.
Yeah.
We're going to like make it like a piece. Like,
Yeah.
fill it in a little bit by little bit.
That's sweet.
Yeah. I gave her that part of my legs and I gave her my feet.
Cool.
Like one artist has both arms and chest.
Here.
One has my back. She's got my legs and feet. Stephanie's got all the scar stuff. Like, they got my whole body.
I was thinking about tattoo last night. I thought about one last night. I was thinking, before I leave you, I need to get at least one tattoo. So
Oh yeah,
I'm going to get one.
something meaningful. It could be a little small symbol.
I've got an idea what I want.
I thought for a decade, long and hard about what I wanted. And when I found my artist, that's when I started getting tattooed.
Yeah.
Not before. I didn't settle. Just because I wanted a tattoo. I didn't just go to a shop,
And just, yeah. Hello, sir.
Sorry. She needed it, man.
Gross.
Man, Cutter's out there doing a job, ain't he?
I know, but we are going to need to pack it down because she pooped back there. And when I stepped in it, like my whole foot got covered in dirt.
Yeah.
My clean foot. Where you go, Hayes?
We're going to have a big garden this year, huh?
No. I'm not planting anything in that.
Oh, you're not planting anything yet? You just getting rid of
I was leveling it out.
Yeah,
because
right.
I should pack down
Yeah.
eventually.
There was a whole winter's worth of...
I know, piled up out
Oh,
there.
no, it's more than one. We've been packing that, because remember it used to be a lake back there. Now everyone else gets the lake. Water's got to go somewhere. Watch, it just starts flooding in my
Water
house.
finds its level.
Doesn't it? It's the most.
That's one thing you can depend on.
That's the one thing we should be worshiping.
Mm-hmm.
We're so fucking dumb.
You know, to be honest with you, what we should be worshiping is the moon. If the moon wasn't there, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, but Mooney. Yeah, I get that. You can, but I'm talking like the one thing we need more than anything else is water.
Yeah, without a doubt. We need water, right?
Yes.
Right. Now, what does the moon do in relationship to the water?
Controls the tides.
Exactly.
Well, I didn't say that.
No, I know where you're coming from. Of course, you need water.
But the moon's not going anywhere, and we're not doing shit to fuck up the moon.
I don't know.
We're taking away all the clean water sources on the planet.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I think the moon is more important than you think it is.
Yeah, but we have no control of it. That's what I think. I don't think people have been there since the 70s, except for some drones. And if there's things there now, they don't want us to know they're there.
They definitely don't want us to know they're there because they've been photographed. The first country to go to the moon, the dark side of the moon, was the Russians. This is back in the 70s. They had a couple of them. I think it was Phobos was the name of them, and the first two that they sent to the moon, mysteriously, one disappeared. They don't know what happened to it. The other one, I think, crashed. But they finally had one to orbit the moon and take pictures of the dark side or the far side of the moon. And there's a gigantic, 5-mile tall something on that dark side of the moon. Okay? The Russians took a picture of it. It's a black and white picture. You can see it there. Now, what I don't understand is why aren't the Chinese and the Americans going to see that and photograph it and show it to us? Why? I don't understand why they're not doing it. And there's a couple of things on the moon like that. One thing is a mile high, and the other thing I think they say is almost 5 miles high. But no one's going there to look at these things. I don't understand why. Either they already know something they don't want us to know, or I don't know. It's weird.
Or maybe there's some kind of resource there that
There's something
hidden.
There's something happening there.
Yeah, it's like if there's half of our moon is unexplored, why are we so worried about Mars? Maybe the other half of the moon has something we could use. Why it's gone back there. I've watched a couple things on the Science Channel about the moon.
Yeah,
some creepy stuff that's out there, and
it's some weird stuff that's out there. Some lights keep flashing on and off. Don't know what they are.
There's like images, and it shows like bases out in the middle of nowhere, and like man-made structures that don't have there's no rhyme or reason to.
Exactly. That's what I was telling him just now. There's something. There's a glass tunnel. Well, I don't know if it's glass. There's some kind of tunnel that they've taken pictures of, and they don't know what it is, but it looks like a tunnel made out of like either crystal or some kind of glass.
The Russians put this out?
No.
Are you talking about this right here?
It was already there.
Sorry, guys.
I can't see it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Let me see.
That's one of them.
Whoa.
What is that the one called a shard?
Mm-hmm.
One is called a shard, one is called a tower. But yeah, that's one of them.
3.5 miles?
So now, how did that get there? And that's the only thing.
3.5 mile high structure.
Yeah.
That's really fucking tall.
Yeah.
That's like.
Yeah.
What's his?
That's like 5 to 6 Empire State Buildings piled up on top of it.
3.5 miles high?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Are they going to try and say it's a mountain or something, or some meteorite?
Well, some of the scientists that want to talk about it, they say it's not naturally made. Somebody made those things.
How tall is Mount Everest?
Uh,
I know it ain't nowhere near 3.5 miles.
no, it's I used to know before I started getting high.
Hold on.
I think it's 28,000 feet. Yes, 28,000 feet. That's nowhere near 3 miles.
No, I don't know math, but I know that's right.
29,000 feet.
Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the one in Alaska, I can't remember the name of it now. I think it's like 26,000.
I can't remember the name of it either, now they put me on the spot.
You know, Everest is in China.
It's not
Okay.
in Nepal or Tibet?
Well, part of it is.
It is.
It's just that big that
Yeah. It's
it's.
north, south, east, and west.
Yeah, it's like parts of it are in
Is
different
this in part
countries.
in India too?
Probably. Yeah, it's pretty insane. So like, this guy was talking about China. Like, I don't think people really understand the fathomness of like population sizes because India and China are top 2, right?
Yeah, now I did some research on that, and I got some information for you.
Go ahead.
India is going to outpopulate China within the next 5 to 10 years. They're making 7.4% babies,
right.
where in China they're only doing 0.1.
Right,
Yeah,
because they
because
made
it-
them only have one child limit. They
And they
wouldn't
were
do
all,
that in India.
but no. The child limit's gone.
Yeah, that's gone now.
The problem
Oh.
is there's not enough females
Yeah.
with the
For future,
for the male
Making-
generation that's in that generation
Right.
popping out kids.
right.
There's not enough females because
They used to kill the females.
Kill the
'cause
females
were
or-
preferred.
Yeah,
That
because
is
they would make
hilarious.
Boys could work hard
And carry on the family name.
and all that good shit, which is dumb as hell when you think about it. But
yeah.
they say, in fact, they said economically, India is really gonna pass China. Economically, they said there are more educated people in India.
Oh yeah, they are
especially
super
tech
educated,
education.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
said India is the one that's going to really be the big one in the future. But I think they said by 2035, India's going to be considered the big,
I just keep thinking
the
about all the
superpower?
slums.
You think so?
because they have nuclear power already.
I know, but they don't. Their financial setup isn't really sustainable.
Well,
It's not scalable either.
but again,
Where communism is more scalable in a sense.
yeah, but see,
And I don't. Hold on. When I say that, before I get any stupid ass shit,
Oh, okay,
I don't
you
mean-
clarify. Yes.
I don't mean that it's better. I'm just
just different.
stating. No, I'm stating that it's
Stability of it.
no, for the population of the planet is probably 80% poor. Well, no, it's like we're in the top 10%. We are, and we're not even rich, right? We're in the top 10%. So the rest of the world is 90% of the world is just poor as fuck.
Poor as fuck.
Right. Communism's very attractive to very poor people who have been fucked over and over and over again by companies and colonizers and whoever the fuck it is.
Right.
So in India, who is used to having its ability to be, if you're a super rich person or a super whatever the fuck it is in the caste system, you get all your say all the way down. Doesn't matter who you are. Well, that's not going to fly on scale. You know what I'm saying? There's too much ego in the world for that to work. That's why it hasn't really come out of India. India's been fucking a giant country for how long?
Do you know the caste system in India wasn't an Indian idea?
It was probably
it's
the
from the
British.
English. Yeah,
it's probably
the British.
But they've ran with it right now.
The British setup is 4 levels, I think it is.
Yeah, it's
Brahmin, I think is the first level, the highest level.
Priests and whatnot.
And I can't remember the
I don't
lowest
know
one.
about that. Hold on.
Yeah, the
I was
lowest
gonna
one.
say, I can Google it if you want.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, the English set up
The
that whole
lowest
system.
ones, they're untouchables, is what they're called.
Yeah.
Nobody fucks with
It starts
them.
with an L. The real name of it is
But they have the nastiest jobs, the
the
dirtiest.
shit cleaners.
Yeah.
They're the shit cleaners.
Yeah,
They're the
basically.
rat controllers.
The garbage people.
Yeah. And
The dirty jobs nobody wants.
they put in the Constitution that all Indian people are equal, but they still got that system going on.
Yeah.
They still got that system.
Yeah. We were talking about how like every country kind of has that. It's just really pronounced in India.
And they take advantage of the Philippines and Indonesians. Well, what they do is they discuss, especially the Chinese.
Okay, you're wrong.
Oh, I am?
Yes.
About which one?
The caste system is a
Paradoxical?
No, paradigmatic and ethnographic example of caste, which is whatever. The origins in it has its origins in ancient India and was transformed by various ruling elites in medieval, early modern, and modern India.
Right.
Especially the Mughal and the British Raj. Now, again, the British, the Crown definitely enhanced it and did.
Yeah, they gave it a name. They gave
but
it
it was there. But it was there.
No, it was already there.
It was
without
already
a
there.
doubt.
And again,
what they did was they came in and defined and gave them names and
You should have it
defined
broke
them.
down just like the food chart.
But yeah, they didn't invent it. You're right. They didn't invent it.
All right.
They enhanced it. Is what they did. Oh, damn, this tastes good.
She's dreaming.
Huh.
So
60
Armin
subgroups.
just ate Berthold and became the Colossal Titan?
Yes.
What the holy motherfuck?
So you know how they become Titans now.
I'm on the episode The Basement.
But how did you find out he eats the Titan then?
Well, they knew that because Levi had the syringe with him, and Armin was burnt to a crisp, and then someone brought Commander
I know,
Ergen.
but so that means you knew that at some because you have the premise is if you want to be the Colossus Titan, a Titan has to eat that person.
Yeah.
So that's
to get the power.
To get the power.
Yeah, everybody in the Scouts.
What are you guys
that.
talking
okay,
about?
I didn't know that.
It just was a huge scene.
I couldn't
for me,
remember
like-
if it was already revealed yet.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, well, see, that's
Yeah,
where
and
where
that
it
was the whole
confuses
point.
me.
Was they only had that one syringe.
Are you talking
that
about a
one
movie or
chance.
something?
Yeah, there's this.
It's a really good show.
It's good anime. Basically, there's these fucking large Titan things they call them. They
The
range from
humanoid
6
giants.
meters to 15
Humongous.
meters. Yeah,
Mhm.
humongous, and they just basically trash the everywhere and they eat people.
Oh, okay.
But they don't digest them either. They just eat them.
Like they have this unknown hunger for human.
Yeah, and they just eat them. Well, there's some of them. Turns out that some people, there's actually specific Titans that were. I think there's 9 of them. I can't remember. Yeah, there's 9 of them,
yeah.
and they have different abilities. Like one is the Attack Titan, which is he's really good at fighting, and other different abilities. And then you have the Cargo Titan and all these different blah blah blah.
The
One is
Armored,
the
the
Colossus
Colossal.
Titan, which is basically when he turns into the Colossus Titan, it's basically a nuclear explosion
Okay.
happens. So like if he were to turn into
Everybody fucking died.
everyone within a 3-mile radius would die.
Down, like down.
Everybody's dead.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
So
What's up, Cut?
in order to get that power, you have to be turned into a Colossus. So they have this serum that turns you into a Titan, and then from there you have to eat the
Start
person.
eating folks, huh?
Well, the person who has that power, and you'll gain.
Oh.
You'll gain your sanity.
It's not
back.
just anybody.
You gain your sanity
He
back.
was in a world where he was looking at Colossus Berthold. He was crying.
Yeah, you gain your sanity
It
back
hurts, it
and
hurts.
become a human again. But your life is now only 7 years long or some shit like that. And like, there's a catch where you lose a good portion of your life.
A life, yeah.
Yeah, you can only live so long once you become one of these Titans.
Mhm.
So it's like a temporary thing. You know what I'm saying? That's, it's supposed to be.
The
It's supposed to be
The
protected.
things people come up with.
It's so clever. Japanese culture is so
when you
clever.
find-
Oh, this is Japanese. Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Wait till she learns about the rest of it, and you understand the whole
'Cause I
premise of
only have,
why
like,
they have them.
3
Because there's a
episodes left.
reason that these specific Titans were created.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they were there as a protection for a specific people.
Yeah, the Japanese and the Chinese put a lot of intrigue and stuff they do,
There's
a lot of forethought into
Dude,
the plot.
that's another thing too. You don't realize how much China hates Japan.
Oh no, what is that?
They fucking
Dude,
Japan.
you know why? Do you know why?
Japan invaded there.
Do you know why?
They took their shit.
Japan
Invaded them.
big dogs.
Invaded them. The Japanese went into China and the Philippines and bayoneted babies. There's films of it.
They consider it inland.
There are films of this.
Yeah,
Ew.
dude. Well, Japanese people, you gotta understand, man. They are cult. It was a giant
dog
cult. Like people, like would to give you an example. Pearl Harbor doesn't happen in any other country except for Japan.
Hey,
the only reason it happened is because Japan was basically Jim, that dude that fucking Kool-Aided his people down in the south.
Jim Jones.
Yeah, that's what Japan.
What's kind of Hitler
Well,
did his
No. No.
See, this stuff is all traditional.
Germany, there's no way German soldiers are fucking going on a suicide mission and dying bombing.
It's called kamikaze.
Kamikaze.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
That's
And
a different
it's
level.
old traditional warring things that they've been doing for the longest
Yeah,
time.
dying of honor, dying in battle for.
Seppuku, I think. It's
That's when they commit suicide.
Yeah.
It's
That's still a big
Guts.
thing in Japan. If you're not useful, why be here?
but
Whatever it may be.
yeah, the Japanese and the Chinese hate each other. They really do, and the Chinese have a good reason to hate the Japanese.
Yeah,
And
Chinese have a good.
Why do you
reason
think
to
they
hate
dropped?
a lot.
Why do you think they dropped the bomb on Japanese? Because Japanese were cutthroat. They didn't have
had to show-
wherever they went, they showed no mercy.
I know, but to be honest with you, they could have just napalmed it and done the same fucking thing.
No, we were making an example.
Right,
Of that.
there was a
Come
reason.
and fuck with
They
us,
want the
we
Russians.
will destroy
No,
you.
if they name bomb, the Russians would say, okay,
Hold on. How many movies do you see about Hiroshima?
about what?
You see none. How many movies do you see about the Tokyo fucking massacre where they napalmed it? More people lived from the napalm than they did from the Hiroshima thing. You get what I'm saying? In the general area where it happened, so you have more memories and more effect. Where that instant bomb, I'm telling, like,
Yeah, well,
talk
see,
to Tokyo
You mean
people.
like the PTSD and trauma? That
Yeah,
would've
I think if you
been
talk to people in
generational
Japan,
into
Well,
them?
it was Tokyo that was worse than
Like,
Hiroshima.
You
people that
know why it was
have
worse?
vaccine and stuff
I'm gonna tell you
like
why it was worse.
They fucking burned down their whole city.
Yeah, but let me tell you how that happened and why that happened.
We invented flames that don't get put out with
The
fire.
Americans checked the weather,
Dragon fire.
and they found out when the winds were blowing the hardest in Japan.
Yeah.
So they dropped incendiary bombs. So it would just the wind would. It was worse than an atomic blast. It really was in the long run.
Oh, yeah.
The fire, like how the California
and
wildfires.
It carried the fire like 100 miles an hour.
Oh, Jesus.
You got to understand Tokyo at the time. Tokyo was
All
a
wood.
cinder block.
It was all wood.
Everything went up.
Yeah, because
That's
everything
why
was
so
made
many
of
people
wood.
died, because there was nothing.
Wow.
They were in their homes, and the next thing you know, their home was just
They were
a fire.
incinerated.
Yeah. Just a flame. Just.
They did the same thing to the Germans in a city called Dresden.
Yeah, but Germans had more bricks, so it's a little.
Yeah, you ever read Slaughter?
200,000.
I guess it'd still be just as bad as soon as that shit came
Yeah.
through the fucking thing.
200,000 people got burnt up in Dresden. Just by them dropping incendiary
I
bombs.
listened to a story about the guy that did that. The whole reason they did it, and the guy had his reasons. He was of that mindset that we're going to do this because if we do this, they'll listen. Just like if you punish your dog, it'll listen. If we punish these people enough, at some point they'll give up their
They'll
beliefs.
submit.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
And that's what it was. How can we punish them with the least amount of casualties on our side? And someone invented, and it was Harvard. Scientists from Harvard invented napalm. And once he had napalm,
And you know
all he
something?
did. He did it to Korea too.
They
burnt down the whole fucking thing.
Vietnam?
They did a statistical analysis, and they said if they had invaded Japan, we would have lost over 1 million people.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
That's right. Did we ever invade Japan?
No, that's why they didn't do that, because
That's why we dropped bombs on them?
Yeah.
Were we
And-
afraid?
Bombs and napalm.
yeah, they were afraid.
No.
Yes,
That's
yes, they
Sailor
were.
Island?
Yes,
Because
yes.
they had no
They
other
won't
way.
stop.
It was this or death.
Japanese don't stop.
Yeah.
They go until
You gotta
death.
respect that, though.
You know why Pearl Harbor was like, they went, oh, it's not going to happen? It's because it shouldn't have happened. Like, it shouldn't, like, the idea of that many people being like, fuck it. I'm gonna go just kill these people I don't know.
Fly across the
and myself,
in the world.
Yeah, knowing that there's no way I'm getting back.
Right. Can you imagine the thoughts on that long flight?
How much love do you have to have for something like
an idea?
Again, see, that's because of society.
I have
What do they call that? A homogeneous society where everybody kind of looks like everybody got black hair, everybody got the same kind of eyes.
For my cause.
You put that together.
See, that's the difference.
With their religious and their what is it? Their dying love for the emperor.
He love for country or leader.
It was an emperor.
Yeah, he was an emperor.
Dictator.
Hero something was his name, and they would do anything for him. He was like God.
Yeah, and then it also doesn't help.
It was like you said, it was like a call.
But it doesn't help that there was so much ineptitude in China with the wealth gap and the problems in the wealth issues because the people who were in charge were fucking retarded and they did everything wrong. They literally made every wrong choice. They put it like, from what I understood, from what he was saying, there was a group of boxers is what they called themselves, and they would do dances which would make them bulletproof. And the elite believed this and hired them as their fucking body, like as the army for the Chinese. And they would just go, and at some point they started just killing fucking people, foreigners. If you weren't Chinese, they'd kill you. And these boxers were going around killing people, and then the foreigners started going, well, you can't do that, and then they showed up with their guns, and the boxers all died.
They showed up with their guns.
Like always. It was a bunch of stupid decisions like that led to the people going, well, that dude's saying this, so he's got to be better than what the fuck I've been dealing with.
Yeah.
You know?
The better of the two evils.
Pretty much.
Well, in history, a lot of people find themselves in that situation.
I think
Right
most
now,
people do.
Joe Biden.
He is the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Anybody that's a congressman is a lesser of two. It's plain and simple. There's only maybe 10 Congress people in the whole thing that have any idea what reality is. And I only say that because they've been dealing with some kind of persecution.
It might be 20, but no
all
more than that.
From families that were in politics, whether it was at the state level or at the government level.
Right.
It's like, if you look at basketball, everybody that plays basketball, almost all of them that are in the NBA come from families that had people in the NBA.
Sports family.
Yes. And it's going to get worse. Like, you're going to see 3 fucking people from LeBron James's family. You're going to see 3 people from Shaquille O'Neal's family.
They're already talking about LeBron's son.
He's good.
Yeah, that's
what do you expect?
Yeah, exactly. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
I mean, his dad's the best player in the world, and he gets to play against his dad and learn from his dad. He should be fairly good if he has the drive.
If he has the physical skills.
Or the drive.
Yeah, and the drive.
It's the drive, man.
Both.
You gotta want to do it.
Yeah, you gotta want to do it.
That's why Jordan's
Or either you gotta want to do it, or you gotta love doing it.
Yes, you gotta really love doing it.
Yeah,
well, that's
do.
why you want to do what you love. And if you're lucky enough to do it, and it doesn't give you that much, I mean...
Because you know what? It's a fleeting thing. Out of all... I heard this statistic yesterday. Out of all the kids that go into sports in school, and some of them pick out baseball, and they do baseball all through junior high school, they've been little league, they do it in high school, they try to get a scholarship to college to play ball. But all these people that do this, only 1% will make it to the...
That's how it works with
the big
everything. 1% of
1%
succeeds.
out of all those people, man. We're talking about
we live in a lot
hundreds of thousands of people.
All those kids' dreams.
Yeah, most of them would just go for naught. They'll never succeed.
No, again, you have to.
I mean,
what's
minor
success?
Leagues could be success to somebody.
That's the you get what I'm saying.
To America, success is the NBA,
I know.
the NFL.
I get it. That's what
success is.
I think that's a joke.
No, but I'm just saying that's what these kids are told, and that's what they want.
Hold on.
To me, sports are the Al Bundy story. The people that are holding on to the things that they're not.
No, I think sports. I think sports is a good way to get exercise in. Because we live. All right, So if you think about it in a sense, 2,000 years ago, you got exercise by going and chasing shit you ate, right?
Okay.
You'd hunt all
for
day.
your food.
You'd work for your food.
Hunter forager.
Right. And then, as societies got better, as they started
They
getting
realized how to
foods and
work
stuff,
smarter, not
then they
harder.
invented sport so they could have the same exercise.
They invented sport?
Yes, they started kicking a ball around when they were not. They didn't have to fucking.
When I was at Chichen
when they
Itza,
got
one of the
cow.
biggest things there was their little field they had where they played this ball
Yeah.
game with their feet, like a form of soccer.
So
And it was this huge entertainment thing, and then the captain of the winning team sacrificed himself to the gods. And it was like this.
What a reward, right?
It was a huge honor to the
Yeah,
family.
and I was going to hear you say,
Honor.
it's some kind of tradition that,
But that
that
was-
some crazy
But
guy,
sport is-
that some crazy guy thought of at
Yeah,
the
all I know
beginning.
is work and no play makes you fucking insane.
yeah. that's
Plain and
true.
simple. And societies have known this for a millennia. They've
Sure.
known since the dawn of time that you have to have some kind of
Pleasure.
enjoyment.
You mean civilization? No.
Civilization,
Yes.
yes.
Well, plenty
Because
of
all the-
freedom of expression. That's the only
No, I'm
time-
saying you have to have relaxation along with work.
So
That's
people
why
make
rich-
up games.
That's why the rich in every society always, well, not all of them, some of them get to the point where they don't work. But the ones that actually work, they work and they take time off. They work and they take time off. Obviously, there's the outliers that are unhealthy, but most people work to work less. Isn't the goal, like the goal of my life has always been to get to a point where I can work less and less and less and
still make what you need
and
for
still be healthy.
Comfortable.
Yeah. You know, whatever it needs to be. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah, that's the idea, all right.
Isn't that what robots are going to make it so we can do that?
Well, yeah, of course.
We just keep making it easier.
It's going to make it
easier.
easy. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to keep being made easier, which means that our bodies are going to start changing.
You know,
Our bodies are going to start
Wall-E,
changing.
Yeah.
where
Because you know
people are
what?
up in space thinking that they can come back to Earth after like so many hundreds of years, and they end up so fat that they're on like little hoverboard glider things.
Yes,
that
they're just a
everyone-
blob.
They're blobs.
Well, okay.
With a
that-
brain.
You know what
No
that is?
muscle.
That's what happens if capitalism in America, well, not capitalism, but America itself becomes that.
I've seen that somewhere.
Because
Wall-E, he's a little robot.
Okay.
Little
It's a
animated
Pixar.
Yeah, I remember seeing
Yeah.
that somewhere.
he
Yeah.
finds the one, he falls in love with the other robot. He's like this little AI that's been there the whole time.
But what it shows you is what could happen in the future.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
the yeah.
You know,
But
we're a
again-
consumer-driven society.
That doesn't look to actually put in exercise in some way to understand how how the body works. Not
That's
just
why-
Physiology.
That's why I don't understand how doing less can equal more when doing more equals healthier, happier.
See, you're
Like
wrong.
Mark-
It's
it's
like
You're
what
wrong
Mark
on every
said.
sense of the
Work
word
smarter.
because
They discover
Yeah.
new stuff all the time.
no, what I'm saying is if you do things
Efficiency.
properly, then you get more results than you do if you don't. If you just go in whacking and slacking and doing whatever, you're and not having any kind of then you're gonna
Program.
it's gonna take more time. It's
You
like
need
a joint.
program.
If I rush and try to hurry the fuck up, it's gonna take me 3 minutes longer than
Longer.
if I just kind of chill and let it actually happen. Like
Mhm.
I mean, not everybody wants to do what I want to do. Not everybody's looking to get to a point where they're working, you know, how so little a week that they don't have
Yeah,
to
some
do
people want to work
all the time.
all the time. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand
Yeah.
that at all.
I don't.
It's just that there's so many other things we want to do, and
But
there's
there's-
only
but-
so many hours in a day to do them.
I ain't mad at people that want to do that. Just let them. That's what they want to do. But understand that if you want to be healthy, you have to bring in the relaxation, or you'll be dead by the time you're 45.
Yeah,
What they
without
say,
a
the
doubt.
variety
The
of
stress fucking
life.
kills you.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
See, when I was young, I was into a lot of different things. I
It
was
doesn't kill you just in suicide.
I was
It kills you
into a
in
lot of
general.
physical things. I was into art. I was into martial arts. I was into roller skating. I was into a lot of different things. Yeah. So my day was taken up with all kinds of fun.
Activities.
Yeah. And I just sold weed and did what I did to pay the bills or whatever, you know.
Hustled.
It's everyone's individual choice how they want to live their life, make their money.
Yeah.
As long as they're not hurting kids, animals, doing crazy
The
illegal shit.
environment or fucking over
Hurting the
people in
world.
general.
Yeah.
Believe me, I've
Do
had
your thing.
people have
Selling
asked.
some weed ain't hurt nobody.
Yeah, people
And
have asked me to
somebody.
do some pretty weird stuff before too. for big money, and I turned it down twice. And I'm talking about big money.
I only got one, and it was big money to me. It was like $5,000.
Some guy offered to pay me like, what was it, $40,000 to have his kid, and he put me up in an apartment.
Yeah.
Bills. I was like, this guy is fucking nuts, Block. But that was the craziest thing that ever happened to me.
I had some. I'm not going to mention names, but I wasn't living in Detroit. I was living somewhere else, and I went there with a friend of mine who knew me very well, and we were there for about 2 or 3 weeks, and he met some people, and he introduced me to them, and after about 3 or 4 months, they come to me one day and they say, "We heard that you got really good connection in Detroit." I said, "Who told you that?" "Oh, don't worry, we heard about it." So they wanted me to come to Detroit, buy heroin, cocaine, and weed, and take it back to where I was living at the time. And they wanted me to deal it.
That's a lot of risk. It's all risk. That's all I hear is risk.
Oh my God.
And what,
They wanted you to deal it too?
What are
Yeah.
they going to pay you? Like percentage or?
I
Enough?
didn't let it go that far.
Okay. Because, that's
I
crazy.
didn't
That's a
let-
crazy.
Hold on, were these
offer.
white guys or black guys?
White, of
Of
course.
course they were white. They saw Rudy, they're like, you know some people from Detroit.
And I was from Detroit. Well, the guy I went to the guy I went there with, he met him first, and he kept telling stories about me. That's how they found out. But yeah, crazy stuff like that, man. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not putting my life on the line like that.
Oh, is that a tutu?
I don't know. I feel like anything that one does criminally, they should do on their own. Like,
Yeah, nobody to tell on you.
yeah.
You're not gonna tell on yourself.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But I've never been to any real crime stuff anyway.
No,
you know,
because to me,
other than
crime is
weed,
just hurting. It involves hurting other people.
other than weed, I've never been into any crime shit.
No, I guess I have stolen from a store once or twice when I was a
You
kid.
know,
I used
little
to-
dumb shit happens when you're growing up.
I
You
used to
learn.
5-finger discount it everywhere.
That's how you learn.
Teenager,
That's how you learn.
being stupid, getting that brush.
I don't know. You take out a necessity.
I didn't need it.
I needed a fan. Like the last thing I stole was I needed a fan so fucking bad. It was like 100+ degrees, and I was like, "Oh, don't have any fucking money." Walked into Myers, grabbed the fan, walked
And walked out with
I was
it.
like, oh, I got on my bike, rode 4 miles home.
With a fan. With a fan.
Yeah, I needed it, so I took it. I would have died.
You did what you needed to do.
It was so hot, I would have
That bike
smothered.
ride probably about killed you. Riding
Jesus.
back with the fan.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess I used to steal fucking music.
Yeah, well,
And shit.
everybody pirated music.
Oh, I don't consider that theft. That's just do what you do.
I know, because if I had it, I would have bought it.
Yeah,
I could have afforded it. If I had like unlimited.
And nine times out of 10, the music you were listening to, these guys are already made $20 million a piece off
I
of it
know.
any fucking way.
I know. South Park did that one too.
Mm-hmm.
With when they sued Napster.
Yeah, because Napster's the one that started that shit.
Yeah, I know. So the kids get caught doing it, and the FBI's like running them through the ringer, like giving them like they're gonna throw them in jail. forever and shit.
the rest of their little
Do you know what
lives.
it's like? Do you understand what it's like to be Lars? You see Lars crying on his gold toilet? You know why he's crying? Because he couldn't have a second gold toilet installed. So now he's sad. Do you want Lars to be sad? And the kids are like, oh man, we're so wrong. They feel so bad for the stupid shit. It's like, what the fuck? Because there's like a specific group of people that were famous for the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And it's like, Jesus Christ. Because again, if it's good enough, people will pay for it. That's what society's showing you right now. And even then, it's still not really working that way.
On my way over
Jay-Z
here.
did that. for a while he was like, yeah, I'm just not putting my music on Spotify or Apple, like, unless you want to buy the album, that's the only way you could do it. Or he would give you like 5 of his songs to listen to.
Yeah.
Look, what about the Wu-Tang Clan?
Baby.
They made an album, and they made one album, and they sold it to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
And
Didn't release it.
this guy that was I think the guy's in prison now. He had a pharmaceutical company. He bought it, I think, for $3 or $4 million, but it's never been released to the public. He's in prison now, so he can't do anything with it.
Oh, it's that one dude, the fucking guy that fucked over everyone with the
pharmaceutical shit.
Yeah, ran the price up to some reason.
Unbelievable. I think it was like $12 or something. He ran up to like $300 or $600 or some stupid amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
because they were the
ridiculous.
only ones that had it.
And then he ended up in jail for something.
Because he's fucking crooked.
Crooked as crooked can be.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Piece of
Most
shit.
of these motherfuckers are. It's just a matter of don't get caught.
Hold on, Kwame's out. You just reminded me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. do we have to go there?
He's been out for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what?
He probably
I
had
don't.
his corona
Whatever.
shot and everything.
Let the dude do what he's got to do, man. You shouldn't put him away for that long for something that simple. There's
You know what?
child
That's
pedophile.
simple.
You know what? It wasn't simple.
It wasn't simple,
Yeah.
But I understand where you're coming from. I think the 28 was a little bit
yeah,
harsh.
yeah.
It should have been between 15 and 20.
No, I don't think much of anything should be above 15. I think 15 is ridiculous. I think 10 years of your life is a ridiculous amount for any crime. For any fucking crime, minus murder. Minus literally taking...
pedophiles.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
Like
there's a very
things.
few things that are on that level, but everything else, 10 years, you're out your fucking mind.
You're not the same person anymore.
No, that's insane.
I
You
think-
put people away for 10 years for something that costs some people some money. That's what it did.
I think it depends on how malice the crime is.
No, I don't care.
I do. I care
know.
about that. If this guy's heartless and
Did he cause people to die?
Yes.
No, he
Or
didn't.
hurt them permanently.
No, he
like,
didn't.
Scar them.
What do you mean?
He
I'm
didn't.
talking about a guy that murdered people.
No, I'm talking about Kwame.
Oh,
Oh, we're talking about Quan.
No,
Isn't that part of the
Doing
reason why the water
generalization.
didn't get fixed? Like,
Water didn't get fixed here. It was fine. It wasn't here that was the problem. It was Flint.
yeah, but
Flint had the
but
problem.
wasn't
Dude,
it because
No,
he was...
it's because the
Dude.
state governor decided, and that was after Kwame had already gone to jail. It was 2012 or 13.
do you know how much money he still owes the city of Detroit?
That's fine.
That's our money.
You shouldn't put people in
Well,
jail for debt.
Especially if you lived in the city of Detroit. That's Rudy's money. That's Rudy's money. I see why you'd be pissed. Like,
Again, but someone 10 years fine.
What pisses me off is here's a guy,
It's still a ridiculous amount of time.
here's a young guy, a black guy at that has this opportunity to do something great and good,
Okay.
and he fucked it up.
Hardcore.
He fucked it up with some gangster
Hold on a
bullshit.
second. You're talking about a guy raised in a situation that's all it was. That's all it ever was. It's been gangster since the fucking 40s. This whole city's been run gangster straight into the ground. And don't act like this dude's supposed to just all of a sudden come in being high almighty.
Why not?
Of him doing that?
No, but what I'm saying is,
No one.
he could have done that.
He couldn't have.
Yeah, sure he could have.
He could have, but you can't be mad at him for not.
There have been
How?
There have been people that's come from worse than he has and did good.
Done what?
All kinds of stuff.
But no, we're talking about mayors. We're talking about mayors.
No,
the
we're
mayors have literally been crooked as fuck since the 40s.
We
Because white people are crooked as fuck, and then it
yes.
became black people crooked as fuck.
Yes.
So again, should he
So
get
there's no
better?
excuse.
Yes.
Yes, because there's no excuse for that.
That's not what I'm saying.
There's no excuse for that.
But there's an
Wrong things that he
understanding.
did.
And see, another thing too is the way they took money from people, the threats of bodily harm that's going to come to you and your family if you don't do this or you talk about it.
Did you like Coleman Young?
Yes. Yes, I do. I did. Because
From 74 to 94?
well, that's why he stayed mayor for so long. Because for black people, you got to remember something. That was in the 60s. That's when they got rid of the black bottom.
Yeah.
When they got rid of black merchants,
That's
black
how
stores.
That's why they destroyed the city when they did that.
Yeah, they did.
The only way you build wealth is through generational wealth, is through businesses and property. And they came in and said, here's 20 grand or five. They probably didn't even give them the fair value of their property.
Without a doubt.
And said, we're just bulldozing.
If you think redlining is deep today, just imagine what it was like back then.
Yeah, they probably gave them shit and were like, here, get the fuck out. And we're bulldozing it.
And see, when my parents first came to Detroit, that's where we lived, was in the black bottom. Because black people could afford to live there.
Could you remember it?
Of course I remember
What
it.
was it like? Because can you think of anyone?
When you're a kid and you're poor, but you're happy because you can run around and play all day.
Same.
You know,
Same. I never even knew what a pair of jeans felt like till I was in 5th grade.
you-
I wore somebody else's secondhand clothes. My
Hand-me-downs.
We were so poor.
Yeah.
But we went to the park every weekend.
Yeah.
My mom made free things fun for us, like books. You know,
Right.
I never knew we were poor. I never knew till I was old enough.
till you got
to
old
do
enough
anything.
to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
But that's the
You
thing.
saw
I
it
was
was truly
happy.
poor.
I was happy, and we lived in an apartment complex that right now, still to this day, is known for having heroin addicts.
Yeah.
Like it's trash. But I didn't know we lived in a nasty apartment place.
Yeah,
That was
check
kind
it
of
out.
not safe. As a kid, we
'Cause it
ran
wasn't
around-
part- it wasn't part of your
loved
life.
that neighborhood. All
Right.
the kids ran free.
Yeah. Same with me. When I grew up, same way, man.
Well, I grew up in Oak Park where we did that because there was kids everywhere.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Holly where there was one fucking kid that was my age. Then my mom dies, and the girl that, or the lady that's his mom, decides that she is obsessed with my dad all of a sudden. So I lose that friend.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time, I had no kids in my age group within anywhere because I lived in a village of Holly. It was like old people.
Yeah.
Like it was the the
space.
70s is when the kids were in that neighborhood. Those houses were built for. Well, the house I was in was in 1800s, but the houses around it were all built in the 50s and 60s, and that's when the kids were all fucking like.
Yeah.
And then probably the 80s got revamped with some families in there, and then we show up and there's no families,
Yeah, that's deep.
no fucking kids.
Because everywhere I lived when I was growing up, there was plenty of kids
Yeah,
and
we played outside here.
No kids. I was
Except for when the summer that the Oakland County Killer was out, I wasn't allowed to go to the hill by myself. But I was able to go like a mile, 2 miles.
Oh, I could go wherever the fuck I want.
but we get on our bikes and we just go, man. We ride our bikes to Belle Isle and ride on the island.
But my best friend lived on the other side because Holly's like two sides. You have the old ass village over here.
Okay,
and
and
then you
the
have the newer town center area where the grocery store and McDonald's was.
Right.
Well, it's like I think it's 2 miles. I don't remember exactly, but either way, that's where all my friends lived because they were in the trailer parks.
Got you.
You know, you said
Yeah,
there's trailer parks over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And they had friends all the time. Like, there was a bunch of kids there. Like, my life would have been completely different if my parents decided to buy a trailer, which would have never happened.
Right.
There's no fucking way in hell my dad would have
Go live in the trailer.
Especially back then.
Trailer parks are strange.
They are
There's
interesting.
nothing- there's
how people
no-
just walk right in.
I
like, come
enjoyed
over.
it. I enjoyed living in my
weird.
trailer. I didn't like living next to people, obviously, because I don't. But I was in my house anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I didn't have an issue with because again, it doesn't matter what's here. It just as long as it keeps the rain off, and it's comfortable. It doesn't smell.
It was really weird to me is when you in an affluent area and you're driving on, all of a sudden a trailer park pops up. You're like,
Yes.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
10 miles of
10
freaks.
But it must have already been there before they built the houses. I'm thinking,
Yes.
yeah, because the trailers looked old.
Yeah, it was probably a vacation area.
Or they put it there for the construction workers that built the town, or
whatever.
No, probably not. It was probably a vacation. Like, it was probably a spot where people hunted and shit.
Yeah, because it was probably woods.
Because you gotta remember,
It was woods.
Where all the rich people live now was the area where people would go and hunt and shit.
Yeah. When I was coming up, at 10 Mile in Greenfield, 10 Mile in Southfield was farmland.
Yeah.
It was
Like legit farmland.
yeah. It was barns and shit.
Yeah.
And I remember when they first started, my dad worked on Northland. Northland was the first mall in the United States.
Was it really?
Yes. My dad did construction on that. And I remember him telling me that. He said, this is the first mall.
Indoor mall. Because they consider it like Rochester.
No, it wasn't an indoor mall. When Northland was first built, it was not indoors at all. You had to walk outside to go to other stores. Then they enclosed it later on. Yeah, they enclosed it later on.
Oh, well, okay. That's the one that's getting tore down right now, right?
That's the one that, went bankrupt about, 4 years ago. They getting ready, I think, the city of Southfield getting ready to put some municipal buildings there.
they're getting rid of Lakeside Mall too. They're putting condos in there. Lakeside Hall Road.
Oh, that's gone?
It's
I didn't
gonna be.
even
They're
Nobody's going to malls,
slated
man.
for condos.
Nobody's going to malls.
Nobody was before the pandemic.
Well, yeah, but even, I'm talking about period.
Yeah, I know, but I know that's what I'm saying.
That's why they were closing.
That's like a thing. Like if you have money, if you go to the mall, ball at the mall.
Amazon.
It's only the rich malls that are still open.
Amazon.
Well, no, I'm saying.
People aren't going to the malls because Amazon.
But the rich people are still going to Somerset.
Sleep.
You tell me that Somerset Collection still isn't back.
Because that's the only way you
I'll tell you
Before
this.
pandemic.
I'll tell you this. They're not making the money they were making.
Right now, no. Because of the pandemic. But if the pandemic was there, there's shit there. Like, people go there, like, dude, that place is nuts.
Yeah, high-end people shop there.
Well, it's one, like, now it's the only place that you can get a teddy bear thing.
High-end people shop there.
The Gucci
You're going to spend some money. At Neiman Marcus, you're going to spend some money. I had a girlfriend that worked there about 8 or 9 years ago. I had a girlfriend, she worked at Neiman Marcus. And, yeah. She would call me up if I saw something I liked, but it cost like $800. She would call me when it got down to like $150. It's down to 150. You come get it now. I hid it in the back for you. Yeah, she used to do that shit for me, man. I had some Neiman Marcus shit.
And that was back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Nah, he's swapping spit with some lady now. So.
She's been quarantined
He's swapping
for the
huh?
last 2.5, 3 months.
Yeah, I know, but not breaking protocol yet.
Yeah. We're in our bubble, or our pod, or whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah, you'd be in a bubble even if it wasn't a fucking pandemic. So.
Yeah, it's alright.
I mean, I've had my shots and everything, but I'm still trying to be as careful as possible. You see, I got this for public consumption.
Well, that's good because you could still be a carrier even though you don't.
Exactly.
They don't. Well,
I just won't get deathly sick.
I've heard that it's not. You're not. It's one of those things. I've heard. The first thing you heard, and I'm sure the science is still out on it, so I don't really know. I'm actually talking out my ass, so I'm just going to shut up. Because the thing I heard was like a couple weeks ago, so the science could have changed.
Oh.
Because there's now a lot more people vaccinated, so there's a lot more.
Yeah, now CDC's.
They said that out of
the mask thing, they're saying it's not as.
They said that out of, what did you guys say? 100 million people that have had the vaccine, only 100 million worldwide that have had the vaccine, only 200.
There's 100 million in this country.
Well, maybe it's just this country. Only 240 people got it again after being vaccinated.
No, I get that. That's not what I'm saying. They're worried. There's a worry that you could then become an asymptomatic carrier.
Yeah.
Then you just carry it and you give it to other people
Right.
who aren't vaccinated.
Right, because you can carry it for a certain period of time if you've been vaccinated.
But that's good because if we find those people, then that's, we can locate those genes in those people for
That's why they want you to still wear a mask
vaccine.
in public. And there's
Well,
these
no.
new variants.
What the problem
They
is,
got new variants.
what happens if these people, it's the variants, that's the scary thing. Because it wasn't the first fucking Spanish flu that killed them.
Dude.
Who knows how many fucking times that flu, because we don't, for one, people then didn't know, they were fighting a war. On top of that, they ignored the fuck out of it, and the only talks about it are very small articles in the back of newspapers. Like, that's the only talks there is about the whole thing. There's nothing in the medical records, there's nothing in there about what happened. So, we don't know if it was a 2-3 year thing, and the part that everyone knows about wasn't a 3-year thing in the building of different variants that were just constantly changing back and forth until it got to the one that said, this is the one that takes out 1%.
That wants to be the host.
7 million people. You could probably afford to lose like 2 or 3.
No, you can't.
You can't afford to lose any.
No, you can't.
You're gonna lose anyway, but you can't
know what
afford to
kind of-
lose.
If you lose 1 million people within a month, in a non-war, because wars are a different thing. But if you lose 1 million, like a big war, and even that's still so extreme.
Yeah.
When you lose 1 million people, random people in a month in a country, that shit fucks it up, dude. Power structures change, businesses, like people like lose whole livelihoods change. Like you lose, there'll be 100 people with no fucking way to survive. Kids that were just born, now their parents are dead because, or other things. I mean, it's just that fucks society up because
See,
for
I
one,
look at it as being good for society because then you procreate a lot and then there's a lot more jobs and a lot more, the baby
If we
boom.
lost 1 million
if we had another
people-
baby boom.
if we lost 1 million people in a month, people would lose their mind.
I'm saying I want like
That's-
3 billion.
That's why I can't wait for AI to get to the proper level of intelligence.
Thank God you ain't rich and some super like Elon Musk motherfucker.
Because man, there are people out here that
You'd be one of those dudes that Superman be shooting with his eye lasers.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
My ideas of
Thanos.
solutions aren't ideal for humanity. They're just good for, those that
If
win.
you take it all by the numbers and go black and white,
see
yeah.
in reality,
If the world's black and white, then yes. Take
Yeah.
out the people, less people, more prosperity. But then you get communism. And you get all that different shit that happens. Because communism happened because of the 1900s, the early 1900s. The Spanish flu, the war, all that shit brought communism to the world. If we don't have all those massive things happening at one time, maybe the dude doesn't write the manifesto.
well,
You know what I'm saying? Maybe he doesn't write it. And then we don't have communism. We just have dictators. They're called what they fucking really are, which is dictators. Because that's all they are. It's the same as the dude in Syria. He does whatever he wants. He kills whatever he wants. But he doesn't call it communism. He calls it whatever the fuck he wants to call it. But it's the same thing. That's the only difference. Socialism down in the South. What is it? Dictatorship.
Shit, different strokes for different folks. I don't care.
Except for you would want a dictatorship. You're the type of
but
dude
as
that
long
wants
as
a
you don't
dictator.
come to my door with it, I'm cool.
Except for, what if you walk by some dude that's a friend of the dictators, you look at him funny, and then he takes your wife and kills her.
Well, then I retaliate.
And then you die.
Tit for tat.
But you live in a society where you don't have a dictator and you have choice, then you don't have to worry about that shit kind of not happening. Because there's no...
well, you have to worry about other things.
You gotta worry about
There's always something you gotta worry
about. But
That's how it's set up.
I don't want to worry about shit. I'm not worried about it. Life's good.
You're worried about stuff, but you don't let it come to the surface
everyone
and
worries
change
about
you.
shit.
Everybody got certain things they worry about.
yes.
Yeah.
If you didn't worry about anything, then you'd be a selfish type person. You have to worry about something
Or a Buddhist
to
monk.
round you.
Or a Buddhist monk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buddhist monk, which is really Moncton.
What the fuck was that, dude? I want to end it on that so people can hear you say it.
Really Moncton. Well,